Hey guys, so I have my weekly makeup bag. I still have not fixed my lighting. I don't really know if I have a light bulb, but I'm gonna try to figure that out soon. I have a ton of products here. It's been like 2 weeks since I've done a makeup bag, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go through some stuff. I have a ton. I'm gonna tell you what I think, if I liked it, if I loved it. Most of it I liked, so let's just go ahead and get started. So I was using the Sweet Peach Glow palette, and this is a bronzer, blush, and highlight, and I really love the bronzer color. I think it's just so pretty. It is so natural on my skin. It doesn't overpower or, it's not too red of a color. It's just a nice neutral tan shade. And then the peach blush in the middle is just a nice peach blush. It's very, it's just very nice and wearable for every day. So I really love that. And then it has a little bit of a shimmer in it. So if you don't like a shimmer in your blush, you probably won't like that. But I really love that color and the shimmer in it. And then the highlighter is very pretty. It's not overpowering, but it's not like subtle either. It's somewhere in between, and that's what I love. I love that it can be built up. I love that it can just be a nice wash of color. So it can really be worn every day to work. And this is a palette. It's so nice for traveling because it has 3 products all in one, and it has a nice sturdy metal case. The only thing I don't like about this is I'm not a huge fan of that peachy scent. So, that's the one thing that I kind of hesitate to buy other peach products from Too Faced because I'm not a fan of that peach scent. I have one of the lip glosses and it's just like a little bit too much for me. So I like that, but I could deal without the scent. I also was using the e.l.f. Total Face Palette. So this is a compact and it has 4 different face products in it. So it has a highlight, 2 blush, and a bronzer. Again, this bronzer is so nice and natural. It's not too red, it's not too light. It just is so nice for my skin tone. And the 2 blushes, one is a brighter coral and then one is a more subtly, kind of like an orange tint to it, but just very subtle. And those are both matte. They don't have any shimmer in them. And then the highlight is a very subtle highlight. It's nice for everyday wear. So there are those shades. So pretty. I love this palette. It's been great. And I'm definitely glad that I purchased that. And it's like $6, I think, because e.l.f. is so affordable. I love that little palette. I went back to using my Lorac Nude Necessities palette, and it's so funny because I remember saying when this came out, I don't need that palette. I have a ton of nude shades, and I don't need it, I don't need it, I don't need it. And then I saw it in the store at Ulta, and I was like, maybe I do need it. So I actually really loved this palette when I saw it in Ulta. I swatched it, and I was like, it's nice for everyday looks. So here's the palette. It has nice nude shades, as you can see, probably better back here. It has a couple lighter shades up here, some shimmers and some mattes. It's just a nice mixture and it's great for everyday wear. It's a nice palette for the professional person, even if you're a student, it'd be really nice. If you're a mom, whatever the case is, I think it's really nice. It can be used for all different age groups, but no matter what, I always get a great look out of this. And a lot of people had said that they get very similar looks out of this, but it's a nude palette. So what I like to do with this is use it with a more colorful palette, and then you have some nice transitions when you are using a palette that maybe is like a custom made palette. I have a palette that has yellow and green shades in it, so I need some neutrals to just be an all over lid shade and then a nice crease shade, so it kind of like evens those out very nicely. So I love that palette. I'm so glad I got that. I don't know if you can still purchase that or not. If you know, you can leave it down below because I'm really not sure about that. I went back to the Kevyn Aucoin Neo Bronzer in Capri. This is a cool pink, is what it says. So I love the ombre packaging on the outside, and then It has a nice big mirror on the inside, and then your bronzer. So it starts light and it goes to pink and then brown. So what I did was I was using this as a highlight brush and blush and bronzer, and the bronzer is a little bit of a reddish pink tint to it because it does like kind of transition. So you can, I've learned how to kind of like blend it out so it's not as obvious, but you can kind of tell there's that reddish pink tone to it. Not a big deal in my opinion. And then when you're using this as a highlighter, it's very subtle, but it's really pretty. And then because of the transition of the pink, you can get a darker pink blush, you can get a lighter pink blush. So I really like this palette. It was super expensive. I probably wouldn't buy another one. You only really need one. It's going to last you a while. It also reminds me of the IT Cosmetics Instant Looking Up palette, or no, that's something different, I think. But anyways, the IT Cosmetics ones, they have something very similar to that and cheaper, so I'd probably just go with that if I hadn't purchased that. But I don't think I'm going to purchase the IT Cosmetic ones because they are very similar to that. I also went back to using my Makeup Geek and Kathleen Lights highlighter palette. So, this is so pretty. It has sunlight, starlight, and nightlight highlighters in here. One is more of a gold, one's more of a pink, and then the more bronze shade. I find if you use a light hand, you can use any of these on my color skin tone, kind of like a fair light skin tone. So I just use the bronze one as a highlighter, and if you go in with a light hand, it doesn't come off as like bronze. You can achieve a nice light bronze with this. So I really like it. My favorite's the pink because I love a pink highlighter, but it's like a pinkish purple, and it's just different from anything I have. I love the formula of this, and of course it's Kathleen Lights, so I love that too. So happy to support anything that she does because I think she's such a sweetie. I went back to my Urban Decay, I don't even know what this is called, but anyways, this Urban Decay palette. And this is discontinued now, I believe, but it has a nice array of colors. You can see there's blue, purple, green, there's another purple down here, and a nice coral, and then you have some nice neutral shades too. I really like this palette. It's like old school Urban Decay to me. It's, you know, a nice little travel palette, has a lot of different colors in it. You can mix and match this with another palette, kind of like the Lorac Nude one that I already showed you. You could use something like this with that, and it's really nice. I love the packaging. It's so pretty. So definitely glad I have that. I love that little palette. And another palette that I have, I was using the Naked 2 from Urban Decay. This is the Naked 2 Basics, and as you can see, I was using it as so all over to set the eye primer, transition shades, outer corner shade, and then I was using this with a more colorful palette again. It was really nice because you have these neutral shades, and then using it with a more colorful palette, it really brings the look all together. So I pulled this out because I needed something more neutral, and it's been a while since I used this little guy. So I love that. It's a great size for travel. You can use it by itself. You can combine it with something else, whatever you want to do. But yeah, I suggest pulling that out. Switching gears a little bit, I'm going to go into some eyeliners and lip products I was using. So let's pull a couple of those out because I have a ton in here. So I have, I got this IT Cosmetics No Tug Waterproof Anti-Aging Gel Eyeliner in the shade Brown. And this is a nice gel pencil. It has like that, it's almost like a kohl pencil, but it's like gel. It just glides on. It says no tug. It doesn't tug at the eye line. So it's really nice for anybody, but anybody that has any fine lines or wrinkles. This is really nice. It's very pigmented. I like brown eyeliners for a nice neutral look during the day. So that was a nice eyeliner. I got that during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, and I was kind of like going back and forth, should I get it, should I not get it? But I ended up getting it, and I really like it. And then this was the Laura Geller Incredible Waterproof Gel Eyeliner Pencil in Blackbird. I got this as a free sample with a purchase, and it's kind of a similar product. It's one of the ones that you just twist up and it just glides right on. It's so smooth and it lasts all day long. I like that it has a little grip here so you can really hold on to it and get where you need to. I love that liner as well. And then a single eyeshadow that I was using was the shade Paisley from ColourPop. I'm not sure if this is still available, but it is a nice white shade. I don't know if you can even see it there, but it's a nice white shade with some glitters in it, and it's just a nice base, but you could also use it as a topper shade. So if you have a nice color that you want to just add a little bit of shimmer to, you just pat that on the lid and it's very pretty. I love that shade. So I went through a ton of lip products. This is only part of them. I will get to more of them later in the video, but this is one of the Ulta Nudes, and this is in the shade 226. They don't have names on them, which I think sucks. But this is like a deeper reddish brown, and I love this formula. It's long wearing, it's creamy. It has like a satin finish. It doesn't move around on your lips. It's not over drying. It's just like that traditional nice lipstick formula, and I really like it. And then they kind of upgraded the package. So now this is the older package and this is the newer one. So it's a little bit taller and skinnier. This is one of their nudes, and these actually do have the shade on it. So this is Sweet Mocha. This is like a true tan nude, like a beigey nude. I really love that shade also. Again, love the formula on that. Another shade from that line is Pink Chocolate, which is a pink nude. And again, I really, really love that. They're all so pretty. I'd like to have the whole collection, but this is just what I have so far. Then I have a Bare Minerals matte lip color in the shade Friendship. And this is a, how do I describe this? This is like a deeper reddish brown shade. I love these. They smell like vanilla. They, here's the color. They are not overly drying. They don't like get crunchy on the lips. They're just very comfortable. These are probably my favorite matte lip formula that I've tried. I have a ton of these. You've probably seen them in my other videos. I just really like them. So I continue to buy them, and those were on the 21 Days of Ulta Beauty sale also. Then I went back to using some of my older Urban Decay lipsticks. This is Naked 2. So this is a nice tan shade, just nice for everyday wear. It's a very neutral, like caramely brown nude. And then I have Sheer Liar, which is more of a pink, just everyday wearable shade. So I love those two. They're very creamy. They are not matte lipsticks. They are like satins and very comfortable. I love that formula. And I don't mind the old packaging. I like the new packaging. I don't know if I like it better, but it's definitely lighter, probably more travel friendly, but I do like that one. Also, I use this Fiona Style Signature Soft Matte Lip Color in Umio. This is a, I don't know, a little bit of a peachy nude, maybe a tan nude. As you can see, I'm loving the nudes, but this dries matte on the lips, but it's not that liquid lipstick matte shade, liquid lipstick matte formula. It is just, you know, it kind of just dries down to like a, almost like a powder finish. So I really like that. And then I have one of the lippy lingeries from Tarte in the shade Exposed. And this is a more pinky shade, very pretty. I love these lippy lingeries, and I don't ever really hear anybody talk about them. But they're very nice. I have this little sample size from some sort of kit that I purchased, and I look forward to buying more of those in the future. And then I have a Milani matte in Matte Naked, and this is mentioned a lot on YouTube. It's just a nice naked nude shade, very middle, like kind of pinky nude, kind of peachy nude, right in the middle. I think it's good for everybody, and that formula is so good, and it smells like vanilla. I was also using this Japanesque Liquid Light in the shade 02. This is a little luminizer. It's almost got like an orange tint to it. I got this in a holiday set last year, so there were 3 of these and then the primer. You can use these as a liquid highlighter, or how I do, I like to mix it in with my moisturizer before I put my makeup on, and it just adds a nice luminosity to the skin and just adds a nice all over glow, and then I put my foundation on. So I really like this shade. I'm currently using shade 01, I believe, which is more of like a tan, but this is kind of like an orangish tint, but it doesn't make your skin look orange, if that makes sense. You just put the tiniest little dab and then mix it in with your moisturizer or your primer, and it just makes it very pretty and just adds a nice little glow to the skin so you don't look flat. Okay, so a couple more lip products. I have a Bare Minerals matte color in Extra. This is a very light corally shade. Again, I really love the formula. I'm not going to stick on that too long. I have another matte from Bare Minerals in Slay, just kind of a nude neutral matte. Really love that. I have a couple more of the Ulta Nudes. This is in the shade 259. Again, these are the ones without the names. This is a very caramel, very like light nude shade, but love the formula on that. And then this one is deeper. This is more of a peachy nude, and this is in the shade number 258. So I have quite the collection of those. I also had one of the more current Urban Decay lipsticks, and this is a metallized version in the shade Conspiracy. This is a deep brown, and it has a metallic shimmer to it. As you can see, it's that metallized. It's very pretty on the lips. It has a nice deep shade, but then you have that shimmer, which is really in right now. So that's very pretty. If you're into deep shades, really try that one because it is really pretty. This is a Tarte's matte lip paint in the shade Birthday Suit, and this is just a nice neutral nude. It dries a little bit darker than what it looks like in the bottle, but I really love that. I got that as part of the birthday gift from Sephora. And then this is a Kat Von D liquid lip in the shade Ludwig, and it is a brown neutral kind of shade, but it dries a little bit darker. As you can kind of see what shades I gravitate towards. Something I can wear every day, but something that's nice and kind of goes with everything. I have Magic Wand from ColourPop. This is an Ultra Satin Lip, and again, a nice neutral nude shade. I love the formula on those. They are not overly drying. They're just like very right in the middle. And then I have this Chocolate Honey shade from Too Faced. This is one of the melted chocolates. It is, I don't know how to describe this. It looks like it would be dark, but it's almost like it appears lighter than you would think. I really like the formula of these. They don't dry down matte. They're liquid, but they are long wearing. So I was able to get a couple hours out of this. You know, like I said, they're not matte, so they do rub off once you start eating and drinking and stuff like that. But it's a very pretty shade, and I got that as part of one of the holiday kits last year, so that was really nice because you can really try them and see if you like them. Another ColourPop eyeshadow single is Girly. This is a Super Shock shadow, but this is like one of the iridescent duochrome ones. So it's white, but it has a pinkish shift to it. It's got like a yellow pink shift. So it's nice for an all over base color, and then it just has a little bit of a duochrome shift to it. I really like that shade. So I dug that out and was using that. The Makeup Revolution Vivid Bake Bronzer in the shade Golden Days. This is very pretty. It has a little bit of shimmer, but not too much. And it's just kind of nice medium bronze shade. It's not too deep, not too light. So you could use it in the fall time is a perfect time to use this transition kind of between like your deep tan in the summer and then your light shade in the winter. This is a nice bronzer all over the face. It looks nice and natural. I love Makeup Revolution products, so the more the merrier with those. I went back to using my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Surreal Light palette. You have two blushes, a bronzer, a highlight, and then the all over face setting powder. So I just love all of those shades. The bronzer has a little bit of a shimmer to it, but it's not overpowering. This, I was using both this and this as highlighters, and this is more subtle because it's an all over face setting powder, but this is very shimmery. And then you have your brighter and your more subtle blushes, and I love that because there's a time and a place for all of those products. This is a great travel product. I have the original one, I have this one, and I intend to get the new one this year. So I'm really excited for that. And then I pulled out the IT Cosmetics Your Most Beautiful You Laugh, Love, and Live palette. This has a bronzer, blush, and highlighter in it. The bronzer is a little bit deep, but it can be used on a variety of skin tones. I like it because it doesn't come off orange. It has a nice tan glow to it. There is no shimmer. It's a nice matte bronzer, and then the blush does have a little bit of golden shimmer to it, which I think is really pretty on the skin, and it's a nice shade for everyday wear. And then the golden highlight is just so pretty and shimmery. It's not too overpowering. It's definitely more of a subtle highlight, which I like. Okay, 4 more things and then I believe that we're done. I picked up a couple of these Urban Decay Razor Sharp Longwear liquid liners in the 21 Days of Beauty sale. This one is in the shade Ecstasy, and it is a bright purple from these are from Urban Decay if you don't know. They have the brush tip applicator. It's very fine line though, so you can get a nice sharp wing to your look. And then I have this shade Retrograde, which is a darker purple. So you can see the two side by side, and they're very pretty. What I found with this though is that when I apply it, sometimes when I'm applying it, the color doesn't like have that thick line to begin with. It kind of has like almost where like the brush kind of moved and it has a little bit of a gap. So I just went over it a couple times to get that nice even color that I want. But I really do like the formula of those, and I'm glad I picked those up. Then I've had this for a while, but I finally was using it. This is a Metals palette from the Ulta brand, and this is a 12-piece jewel-toned eyeshadow palette. And this doesn't have a mirror in it, but it does have a brush. And then as you can see, it has some deeper shades, has some lighter shades, but all really pretty colors. I was using this, and I think the quality is great. They're all shimmers. Yes, they're all shimmers, and they're all different types of shimmer. Some of them have just a little bit of a sheen to them, or some of them have like the more bigger chunks of glitter. So I really like this. The colors came out so pretty. I got so many compliments on the eye looks that I came up with from that. So I'm loving that palette. And then this Essence Eye and Face palette. I really like this. Essence has some nice eye and cheek palettes. I have quite a few now. So this was definitely more subtle than I thought it would be. It's definitely more of a matte palette. So you have the 4 eyeshadow shades here, and then a blush and a highlighter over here. I think they're all really pretty, and this is in the shade Rise and Shine. On the back it says O2, so I assume they have another one, but I like this little palette. I don't think it's the highest quality that I've ever purchased, but it is nice, and it's like $6 at Ulta. Essence always has like buy one get one deals, so they have a lot of good sales, and it's so affordable. But these are nice little travel palettes. I have quite a few, like I said, and just good quality palettes and just simple everyday looks. Like this is a nice go-to palette if you want a simple eye look, a blush, and a highlight. All you need is a bronzer, you know, your foundation, and you're set to go. So I really enjoyed this little palette from Essence. So those are all the things that I've been using recently. Also, I should throw in here this Urban Decay Moondust palette. I have used every shade but Element, which I'm about to use, but I might as well throw it in here just to get that out of the way. But I have been using this with different looks. I was using this with my more neutral palettes, and then just adding a nice color on top. So I really like this. I find that using your finger is the best way to apply these shadows. They're very shimmery, they last all day long, and they have nice pigmentation to them. So I really like this palette. If you can get your hands on it, definitely pick it up. It's really pretty, and they've never put their moon dust shadows in a palette until recently. I think this was last winter, I want to say. And it's so glittery and pretty, and I just love the packaging on this too. So definitely pick this up. This is a nice little palette. So those are all the things I've used recently. I know that's a ton of stuff, but this is like 2 weeks worth of products. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you've tried. If you like this, don't like this, whatever, let me know. And I will talk to you guys very soon. All right, bye.